the back from this one. And again, I've got the thin part against the table so it doesn't tear, and I'm pulling on the thicker portion. But I want to be more careful this time. I don't want to bend this part way down because I'm keeping this part, so I don't want to mar it up too bad. But still, I've got my finger on the back of it pushing down, and I'm just kind of pinching it away like that. So now I have a front and a back. The next thing you want to do is I always take these and I run them down the edges of the table to take that curve out of them. See how this one's all curled up and hard to work with? Put it under the edge of the table, pull up like that, and then you just flatten it back out. And now, I'm going to mess up the table, so what I'm going to do is I take my emery board, and if you look at the paper, it's really rough right now because where I've pulled it apart. So what I want to do is take this emery board and go over this whole surface like this and sand off the little rough pieces and just kind of smooth all that out. Now I'm not sanding real hard, I'm not taking away a lot of material, I'm actually taking away very little material. I just want to smooth that back off so that there are nothing's going to show as odd thicknesses under my paper. And I'll show you, this is all that came off. That's all that came off, was just a little bit of dust, basically. Is all I've sanded off that one. But it's going to make a big difference in my finished product. And I'm also going to do the same thing to this one. This is the thicker portion, so I can be a little more vigorous with the thicker portion because I've got a lot more room to play with. And I want to smooth all the roughness off this one too, so I'll get a nice smooth surface. And just a bunch of dust, that's all. That's all I've taken away. So, now we get down to the fun part, which is gluing. This is where you use your newspaper. And I'm going to show you, the last thing, you don't want to get glue on the face of these, on the fronts. You just want glue on the backs, which is why I use these little sail papers. This is easy. I can do a couple, I can put glue on a couple, and I can go right and hold them down and run right along the edges. And yes, I'm getting glue on the newspaper, but I'm also getting glue on the edges of the cards. So I want to hold this down, turn it around, make sure my glue goes all the way to the edge, and I don't care that I'm getting it on the newspaper. I don't want to be careful. I want to get some nice coverage here. So that's that one. I'll set it out of the way for just a minute, and then I turn the page and I put glue on this one, and that way I don't get any glue on the faces of the cards. So I've got a front and a back, and I put glue on both the front and the back. So both pieces get glue. Get that out of my way. And I'm going to lay this down right here. And I always glue the thin part to the thick part. It's just easier for me to manipulate that way. So I put the thick piece on the table, and then I line up one corner here, just like that, and I come across and line up the other corner. And I've not mashed it together in the middle yet. I've just barely tacked it together on each tip. So then I want to pick that card up and look and make sure that those corners are squared up right from both sides. And once I'm sure that they are, I pinch my fingers together and run down there and pinch that whole side together. So now I'm here, and I kind of start in the middle and go across, and then work my way out to the loose corners. Another good thing your glue stick is for is once you get that done, I usually use my little glue stick as a little roller and roll across that card. And there you have a double face card. And right now this is kind of soft and mushy, but I'm going to put it between the pages of a nice big book, set something heavy on top of it, and by tomorrow I will have a card. And I wish I had one made that I could show you, because tomorrow, this is where the importance of glue comes in, the type of glue. Like I said before, if you use rubber cement, it's too soft. When this card is finished tomorrow, listen to this, listen to this. This is a normal card. This is an ordinary card. This is an unstripped ordinary card. You see what that sounds like? Tomorrow, after this one is dry, it will sound exactly like this one. It won't be too soft. It wouldn't make it, it won't be brittle or hard. It will be indistinguishable from an ordinary card in feel and handling. And that's what you want. That's why you want to look for the right glue, because if it doesn't feel right, then it's not going to be, if you're doing tricks like True Love or Anniversary Waltz where they're going to get to keep it at the end, you don't want to give them something that doesn't feel like a card. It's important that you give them something that feels like every other card they've ever handled. So anyway, that's how you strip a card. This is what you end up with. Press it in a book for 8, 10, 12 hours overnight. And take your time. Don't forget to sand. Don't forget a good quality glue. Do not go to the dollar store and get 3 tubes of glue for $1 and try to make no, you're just wasting your time. This is the most important part, is the glue. And that's what you get. I made a double back card. I've got the pieces here. I could make a nice double face if I felt like it. But I'm not going to. I ripped this piece of paper anyway. Like I said, usually one piece or the other will get ripped. The chances of you being able to strip a card and use both halves, slim. It'll take a lot of practice before you get to a point where you can actually do that. I mean, I can do it now, but I've stripped literally thousands of these things over the years. So anyway, that's a little tutorial on card stripping, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll try and answer them. Thanks. See you guys later. So long.